Hey, today we're doing another Sims 4 mod manager video. So I did talk about it extensively in the previous video, but some things have changed since then, and it was buried alongside some other things in that video. I definitely think the mod manager deserves its own video, but if you have watched the previous video, then you probably don't need to watch this one. Anyway, the main purpose of this video is to hopefully help people figure out whether they want to try the Sims 4 mod manager and how to use it to make modding the Sims 4 a better experience. So you have to go to the previous video for more instructions on how to install it if you need help with that. But otherwise, I hope you find this helpful. All right. So the first thing you start off is in this overview tab, and it'll show you all your files. So if you have folders like I do, you'll see that these are showing you your folders. It will show you all your folders that actually have mods and CC in them. It'll show you all your folders that actually have mods and CC in them. As you can see, it has all my folders except the ones that contains like settings. And then anything else that's down here that's just sitting in the mods folder by itself, it is down here in this little dash area. You'll see that's pretty much the same stuff. So yeah. But before we get into all the wonderful things that you can do with the mod manager, I just want to go over settings first so you can just know some things that you might want to change, especially if you do not have all your things appearing in the overview section, all your folders and stuff. So make sure that it has the correct mod path. Make sure that it is going to the folder that contains your mod path, which is usually the documents folder. It's going to ask you to make sure you tell it where your game is installed, your actual Sims 4 exe is installed. You can connect it to Sims 4 Studio. I recommend that you do, just because it makes it easier for you to view things. And there is a special feature in here that allows you to view it too, but it just depends on you as to how you want to view it. But you can change stuff in Sims 4 Studio and then update it here in Mod Manager. And then a folder that contains data about the actual Mod Manager app itself. You can select your language if you need to change it to another language. English is the one that is installed for me, but you can download any other language that you need to have it in. So to recalculate cast and CO, and I don't really mess with this too much, but if you change something in Sims 4 Studio, you can just have it fix it here in Mod Manager so the items can appear correctly, or the extra details that we'll get into later. If you deactivate all your mods, which means that these mods won't appear in the game, or CC won't appear in the game, then you can reactivate it here. If you deactivate all your mods, or you want to deactivate all your mods and CC, then you can do that here as well. And you may need to do that in case you just don't feel like going through your mods folder and cleaning up everything after update. So that may be why you might want to deactivate some mods. And Mod Manager just allows you to be able to do so, and you can do that individually, and we'll go over that in a bit. Oh, I forgot to say this. If you hover over something in the Mod Manager, on the right side, it will tell you what that does. Oh yeah. Most things, it'll give you some kind of hint as to what it does. But so the analyze thumbnail cache, basically it's like, if you have a CC item that does not have a thumbnail like this, then what this does is if you go into the game and actually click on those items, it will create cache for it in your Sims 4 mods folder. And you can use that cache by hitting analyze to create a thumbnail for it. So that's all this does. And then this is, do you want it to analyze cache at startup? I have it set on off because I don't feel like, I don't want it to do that. This already takes a little second to start up. It don't take that long, but it takes long enough. So I just hit analyze cache and 4 files will update it. But you can have it on so that way it can do it every time, especially if you delete your cache a lot, then you might want to go ahead and have it done every time so that way you can make sure it's done before you delete it the next time. You can have it where it analyzes your games files, and according to what this says, it analyzes your files in order for the Mod Manager to recognize if a CC uses elements such as textures or meshes from the game. So basically it seems like if your CC is recolored from something in the game. Okay, all right, so next up in settings is program behavior and appearance. So you can keep this at 30. I don't want to keep it at 30. I want to keep it at 100. And normally pages are on, so I'll let you see what it like in pages, but you can keep it off and it'll slowly load everything as you scroll down a page if you keep it on off. If you keep it on, then it'll have pages where you have to go to the next page. I kind of just don't feel like dealing with pages, so I'm going to keep that off today, but you can keep it on so that way you can go to another page to go to the items. Okay. And so editing, I realized I forgot to show you how it looked like in pages. This is with 100 items per page. So you'll count, if you count across here, you'll see that it's 7. And if you go all the way down, by slowing this video down, you'll see it's 14 plus 2. So it's 7 by 14 plus 2, which gives you 100 items per page if you want to have it in pages. And you may need to keep it in pages because maybe your PC or your laptop can't handle all the items being loaded. I don't know if that would be an issue, but if it couldn't, or if it helped your computer run a little bit smoother, then go ahead and just leave it in pages. And maybe reduce the number of items per page. 30 items create too many pages, but you can adjust it as your machine can handle. All right, let's get back to the video. You can make it the UI bigger, so basically make all this stuff around here bigger so you can see a little better if you have a hard time seeing. You can make the item size bigger, so that means just the windows that used to view the CC or mods. That's all that does. And then the one I really want to talk to you about is privacy. So the Simple Mod Manager does have ads. It appears in this window here. I would suggest you go ahead and click on manage and just reject everything. It will still have ads, so the developer will still get their ad money. It just makes it clear that you don't want them to be selling your personal data to whoever they choose to have as ad vendors, and you don't want them to be using your information to give you personalized advertising. So I don't know how much privacy this provides, but you can reject everything as I have already. And make sure you do it for every tab, reject everything for each one of these tabs, and hope that they actually listen to you and don't use your information. But it's the same thing with Curseforge too. They have the same thing in the same corner. That's why I would say as much as you can to protect your privacy with something like this, you just go ahead and try to reject all the stuff, extra stuff that they be trying to use based off of your data. But anyway, the advanced tab, I don't go in here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't go in here. There's no reason for me to. I don't mess with this stuff. But the only reason why you might want to go in here is if you don't want it to use Curseforge. Now, why wouldn't you want to use Curseforge? I don't know. But if you don't want it to use Curseforge, then you can go ahead and you can turn it off. I want to leave it on because I like it because it does update your mods, at least the ones that are in Curseforge's library automatically, or it does give you a notification when the mods that you have are in Curseforge's library needs to be updated. So I would suggest you keep it on, but we'll go over the Curseforge stuff in a bit. So first thing you want to see is up here at the top. So let's see, for me, I have all my CC in one folder. So if you want to sort your CC by certain things, you can sort it alphabetically. You can sort it the last time it was modified, by file size, by folder names, all this kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool. You can have everything you want to sort by. If you want to search for a specific creator's items or a specific creator's names, so let's say I want to search for Ebonics stuff, then I can filter it. I can put it in this filter bar over here and it'll pop up. So let's say I want to find simplicity stuff, and you can just go ahead and type it in here. I hope I spelled her name right. Okay, I did. Okay, I did. And it'll show all simplicity stuff at the top. I mean, it'll start showing all simplicity stuff. As you can see, have a lot of stuff by them. And you can easily search for any creator that you want to search for over here. Makes it very easy to do so. If you want to click on multiple items by the creator, then you just left click on them. It's as simple as that. So let's say you clicked on all these items, but you don't want to have them clicked on anymore, then you can individually click on them, or you can go up to the top here and you can hit this little circle X and it'll clear the selection. I can show you some other things that pop up here. So if you click on the item, you can activate it. If you have it deactivated, you can deactivate the item, which again, that means that it's taken out your game, or at least it won't load in your game. You can move it to another folder if you choose to have it. If you want to do that, that's all those arrows mean, is to move to another folder. You do have to create the folder that you want to move it to before you try to move it, as far as I know. Now, I don't know if you can create the folder here. I've never been able to, but you have to create the folder before you want to move it. The next thing up is add or remove category. So do you want to move this to a category? So earlier I was recording this, so I had put a bunch of Ebonics stuff. But what you want to do is go to the category section and actually create a category. Or let's say I want to put all simplicity stuff as a category, and that way when I want to find all her stuff, I can easily just find that category. This one is copy files to external folder. So basically you just want, make a copy of all this and put it in maybe a different type of mods folder somewhere else, some other space in your on your drive. That's basically all that means. And then this is if you want to delete all of it. If you want to select everything, you can select everything with this file here that allows you to select everything. This is just more deactivate and activate all. That's all that does. And then you can go up here and you can unselect all that again, and that's all that does. So let's go down to categories. If you want to create a category, this is where you create it at in this box here, and you can add a new category over here in this corner, and you can say, hey, I want all simplicity stuff. Oops, let me spell it right. All her stuff in a new category over here. You can add tags for the category if you would like to do so. I'm not going to do that, so you can go back to, let's go to folders actually this time, and this will show you the folders on the side. So this is basically all the stuff that's in the mods folder over here, but the stuff that's actually in separate folders inside the mods is on the side right there, and you hit back to go back to all this to see all your folders. But we're gonna go over here, we're gonna type in simplicity, and what we can do is select all. I'm going to take off these redhead stems things because I think that all this was a recolor. So that's what that is. That is a recolor of Simplicity stuff. And you might want to go through the stuff to make sure that it's actually all the creators things. So that way you won't be tagging it incorrectly. I would rather keep this as redheaded stems, but you might want to make notes, and I'll show you how to make notes in a second. And what you'll do is you go ahead and you'll add this to a category, and you say, hey, I want it to be in Simplicity's category. And then I just go over here, and where is green is, you can go ahead and put it there. I don't know what it means, partially contained. I don't know if you can like slide it halfway, but basically that just makes it so that all this stuff will be tagged as Simplicity. It'll update it, and in a second you'll see what it does when it updates. All right, so now that it's been updated, now you see that it has this little Simplicity tag on it. You can do the same thing if you want to organize things by tops, accessories, anything that you want to put as a category, you can do so. So let's see what happens when you actually go inside stuff. So if I right click on this, you can actually go inside the item to view it. You can change the name of the item up here. You can see actually where it is in your folder, and if you click on it, it will actually open it up for you. If you want to click it on mods, you can click on that. Any of these little tabs here until you get to the item is actually clickable, and it'll open it up for you, which is really cool. You can add a note about it. So let's say if, for instance, this redheaded stems one, and I want to say, oh, this is a recolor of Simplicity's hair, then you can do that and put that note, and it'll be in there. It also gives you information about how to find thumbnails. I told you about that earlier when we were doing settings. So if you need to find a thumbnail, you can do that. There used to be a thing in the past where you could be able to find a thumbnail off the internet, not so much anymore. But if you have your own thumbnail for it, you can go ahead and you can select it and add it to your thumbnails here, if that's what you want to do. But at the top, you can see that it has Sims 4 Studio, so that allows you to open this package in Sims 4 Studio. You can search it on Google, so it will go ahead and find this item for you on Google. And if you go ahead and click on the item, you'll see that it says, hey, the original mesh is by Simplicity, but this is a recolor of, or retexture of Simplicity's hair. So that's really cool. It'll go ahead and do that for you. You can recalculate values, so that way if you change some things in like Sims 4 Studio, it'll go ahead and recalculate it, so that way it'll update the stuff that we'll see in this one in a second. You can add another category to it. You can delete this item from here as well. So if you click on cast values, all it does is show you all the stuff that you would see in S4 Studio for it, how it's tagged, which group is tagged for. So as you can see, this is the child item, female, all that stuff, blah, 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 all outfits it's for, and some other stuff that appears in cast. Some more cast stuff, you can see all the swatches for it, and then you can see show more details or view item in 3D viewer. Show more details may not show much more, except the picture with swatches. All right, but if you click on view item in 3D viewer, it will allow you to see the item in a 3D space. Over here to the right tells you how you can move around in this space. I think it's kind of like how you move around in Sims 4 Studio. I'm not 100% sure, I don't remember. But anyway, you can click show center lines if you want to. I don't know why you would want to. You can see it in a wireframe. Again, I don't know why you want to do that, but those options are there. This is really useful if you want to just see an item in a 3D space to kind of decide if you really want to delete the item or not. If you already feeling kind of like meh about the item, I definitely suggest that you actually go inside the game and view the item inside the game when deleting items that you're unsure about, because how it looks in the game and how it looks in Sims 4 Studio or 3D viewer may be totally different, especially if you're looking for items that have holes in it or items that just are not working properly in the game. You won't be able to tell from a 3D view, and you have to see how it actually looks inside the game. So yeah, but this is really good for if you just want to do a quick and dirty, like, I am not sure about this item and I think I may want to delete it type of deal. That's pretty much what this is for. And that is it for as far as special little things that you can do inside the actual items. So like I said, you can click on multiple items and you can just delete all of them, those items, if you choose to move them to a new folder. You can hit back, and at the bottom here, you'll see add. So let's say you want to make all your tops and put them in a new folder. So you can just hit tops and you can hit enter instead of hitting add. And you can take everything that is a top in your CC. So like, let's say you look for shirt. Okay. Let's say you look for shirt and you go ahead and you select all of these items because you're like, oh, I'm pretty sure they're all shirts. You can look at them. You can actually go over them to make sure they're all actually shirts and hoodies or some type of top wear. And you can put it in your, and you can actually move select it to the tops folder. Again, it'll take a little minute because as you see, I have a lot of items to be doing. So if you have like, maybe you have like a folder like I have, where I have all my stuff into one folder, but for some reason now you want to go ahead and separate it out now, Now you can just easily do that, and now you have all these items in your tops folder. As you can see, it was 768 tops, and they have moved all of them over to my now top folder. And if you want to delete it, you just right click on the folder. You can rename the folder or delete it from here. I'm not going to delete it because all my tops are in there right now. But if you want to delete it, that's how you would do so. It's very easy to use. You can keep adding more and more folders that you may need. You can do it by creator and item type. You can do it like creator hairs, creator shirts, creator this, creator that, you know, whatever you want to do as far as how you want to name your folders. But you can easily do that from here, add it and keep going, and then just go back to wherever you have your CC and just add all that stuff into that folder. So let's say you got a bunch of new stuff here. So let's say this is I think in this file, in this folder I have a bunch of build by items. So maybe I have chairs. Maybe I want all my chairs separated out. Maybe I want just, I don't know if I can just find furniture because it's based off of the file name, and it would help if I could actually spell. It's based off of the file's name. So like I typed in furniture and different things popped up. This is actually bar stuff. So yeah, it just kind of depends on what your needs are. So I'm going to go back to all-in-one CC, or actually I'm going to go back to folders in general. You will get a pop-up about thumbnails. It tells you more about how to move it. So if you need more explanation as to how to do that, then it does tell you how to do so. Anyway, you'll go ahead, and if you go out here, you can actually filter by different types. So it has create a sim items. Now it's in the mod, so that's why it's showing me create a sim stuff. So if I say all-in-one CC, which has my cast stuff and my build and buy stuff, it should separate my cast stuff from my build and buy stuff. So it's saying 19,539 now. It was 23,152 with my cast and build buy stuff. This is build buy stuff that's supposed to be separating out. And as you can see, that's only 3,183 items. And it seems like the math is mathing. It seems like the math is mathing. Yeah, I understand. If you have pose animations, then you can find that. Now, some of this is not pose stuff. I don't know why it's coming up as pose stuff, but some things it's not going to be filtered correctly exactly, but it's going to try to do the best it can with the information that it is given based off of your mods and stuff. You got script files. You can sort stuff by script files. If you deactivate stuff, then you can sort stuff by deactivating. You can sort stuff by activating. You can sort. I'd rather go to overview for this anyway, but you can sort stuff by if it's merged or not. So if you can see, if you go to the overview version, it'll go ahead and do it for each of these, and it'll tell you, hey, all these items are merged items. I don't know if they actually are, but it'll try the best again that it can with the information that it has been given. And then if it's only Curseforge CC mods, then it will show you all your Curseforge stuff. So a lot of creators have added stuff to Curseforge, so that is awesome. And it'll show you like, hey, this is all their CC. If you want to if they update it, then we can, you know, show it to you. Yeah. So that's really cool. I actually really like it. So we're gonna go down here and we're gonna hit Curseforge, and it will actually pull up stuff like Curseforge. I don't know if you have to actually have the Curseforge app on your computer in order to be able to use Curseforge with the mod manager. If you find out, then let us know if you have to have it or not. But you can follow creators on here just like you can in a regular Curseforge app. So it'll have all the categories that pop up in the Curseforge app normally, like the popular, recently updated stuff, that kind of things. But you can browse items like you normally would. The items are unfortunately set up like how it is in Curseforge. So unfortunately, you cannot separate alpha and maxis match items if you wanted to be able to do that. But it's pretty much like how it is in Curseforge as far as how you browse items in Curseforge app. That's pretty much all that is. And then you can go to downloads. If you are downloading stuff, it'll tell you how long you have until the download is completed. But most importantly, updates. It will tell you about updates. You can actually update all of your things from here. It will tell you things like you need to update this CC. Usually if it says you have to update a CC, it's probably a set and you are probably missing a few items from the set. Like as you can see, it's telling me I don't have certain things from this set installed. It's fine. I don't really care about having everything from the set installed, but if you would like to do so, you can, especially if you like that whole set and you wanted everything from it. So yeah, again, I go over more of this stuff in the other video and I will link it in the description or comments below. Oh, one thing I want to tell you about before we go, tools. Now, I don't use a duplicate tool finder on here, but it is decent. I have a program that I use. I prefer that program over Simple Mod Manager, but you don't need another tool to help you find duplicate CC or files. You can just use the tool. You can just go hit the tools and you can hit the duplicate files thing and you can search for exact same files. And for me, it tells me that these are the exact same files. It keeps telling me that, and it's probably because I batch fixed this item and I wasn't supposed to. because these are default skins and I wasn't supposed to batch fix them, so it probably made them into very similar skins, even though this one was for male and this one's for female. So be careful with that. And then you can search for files that have the exact same name. As you saw, those files did not have the exact same name because one was for males and one was for females, so they do not appear here. But if you do have files with the exact same name, it will appear there. And then I'm not sure what this is for. This is for older versions of, if you had older versions of Mod Manager. Not really familiar with that. I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you what that means, but you can easily delete stuff from here if you need to, and you can view it in the folder if you need to as well. So if you need to delete something, it is very easy to do from here. You can delete it all if you choose to. Over here, they tell you on the right, they tell you what these things do over here. You can choose to do that or not. It is up to you. Next up, if you go to advanced tools, it will help you find some conflicts between files. Now, I suggest you be careful with that. And so do they. They have a very big red button telling you not every file that comes up as a conflict is problematic, and just don't simply delete all your files. Please do not do that. When I was going over the other one that I use, I tell you to actually look at the files and make sure that it is actually a conflict or a duplicate before you go ahead and delete it. So yeah, that's basically all it does. You can do that from here, and it's pretty much the same way that you can delete stuff as on the duplicate file detector thing. This one you really don't need. I don't know why you would be messing with mesh and geometry polygon count. I mean, unless you want to just delete all the large files, which is fair, I get that. So basically what this does is, if you want to delete all the files with like really large polygon counts, usually like a lot of it's usually like hairs, maybe some full body clothes have a lot of or very high poly. You can do that here. You can apply whatever filter that you want to apply. What's the maximum number of polys you want to go up to try to get rid of. And you apply that, and it'll go ahead and search all that stuff for you. I'm not going to do that because it's going to take a little minute, because it's going to go through all my stuff, as I did not put in any filters at all. You can definitely go ahead and do that. I suggest you make sure you don't want the item before you go ahead and delete it. But if you need the space and your game is acting up kind of funny because you got all these high poly items on, or your sims are using all these high poly items, then yeah, you might want to go ahead and just go through this to be able to delete some of them. But you can do that from here. It's really easy. For some reason, it allows you to go through your save games. You can do that. You can display and go through your save games. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you can do that from here. You can go ahead and explore that on your own, because I do not use this feature, and I cannot tell you why you would want to. This is just things that the developer is working on. You can go through these things. I thought I would like this. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would when I read what it was about. Once it was more completed, I have not played around with this stuff, but you can also create your own loading screen, which seems pretty cool if you want to go ahead and do that from here. I don't know if it works that well, but you can try it. I really have nothing else to say about that. And that's pretty much it. Like, that's how you move stuff around. That's how you filter things. It's really easy to do. It's really easy to make new folders. It's really awesome because you can actually view stuff before you try to delete it. Yeah, I hope this has been informational for you all. I hope this makes it much easier for you to be able to deal with all the things that comes with modding The Sims 4. So I hope you all are doing well. Please check out my other Mod Manager videos so that way you can know more about what it does with Curseforge. And I thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you all take care of yourselves until next time. Bye.